It's too late.
He sold his soul, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I will never understand why somebody's going to be that rich and that famous and you don't get a prenup. That's like Kevin, he's young and
It's not being a partier and she likes to party and you not wanting to stop your girl's life. But the fact that you drove her to the party and waited outside the party and drove her home just screams insecurity.
It's too late.
He sold his soul, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I will never understand why somebody's going to be that rich and that famous and you don't get a prenup. That's like Kevin, he's young and he's
They'll try to hit you with why I get a prenup if you really love me. If you really love me, sign the prenup. What you here for? If you here for love, just sign.
Man, picture this, you just fresh out of college at 22 and you sign a deal that's supposed to set you up for life. Soon as the ink dry, boom, $30 million slides straight into your account as a sign-on bonus, and $46 million locked in no matter what. Most folks would call that hitting the jackpot, but here's the wild part. Travis Hunter might be lining himself up for one of the biggest slip-ups we've seen in sports lately, even with all that bread. Word on the street is, his wife Leanna out here asking for $40 million in their divorce. Yeah, let that marinate. Basically, she trying to walk away with almost his whole rookie bag, leaving him with just enough to pay off agents and Uncle Sam. That's the kind of money mess where going broke ain't just possible, it's almost guaranteed. And trust, this ain't no random accident that snuck up on him. Nah, all the warning signs have been blowing in like a hurricane, and for whatever reason, Lilman chose to ignore every last one. Old heads in the game were shouting from the rooftops, comedians dropping jokes that was really advice, and the whole internet watching it went down like a slow motion wreck. Dude got time to hit the brakes, but stomped on the gas instead. This ain't just a story about cash and relationships. It's a whole master class in how your biggest blessings can flip to your worst nightmares if you keep playing blind to the signs. And check this, when it came time to set the wedding spot, guess who had the final say? Yup, Leanna. But she didn't choose Florida where they used to kick it, Georgia where Travis balled in college, or any place that meant something to their love story. Nah, she locked in on Chattanooga, Tennessee like she was laser guided.
With it, she know what she doing.
I'm thinking it's going to be within the first 20.
Her reason she told everybody? Said the place was beautiful mountains in the back. Perfect vibe for their dream wedding. Sounds sweet, right? But what most folks don't know is there's a whole legal trap sitting right under all that pretty scenery. See, Tennessee got some of the loosest divorce laws in the whole country. Unlike most states, they don't care how long y'all been married before alimony kicks in. If you can prove you need the money, you could file for divorce the day after the honeymoon and still collect spousal support. Let that sink in, no waiting period. No, you gotta stick it out X years rule. Show the court you were dependent on your spouse's income and they can hit them with them monthly checks right away. Lawyers have been side-eyeing this loophole for years, especially when it comes to big money athletes and celebs. Matter of fact, it's become the go-to spot for what divorce attorneys call strategic weddings. Tennessee's laws are so sweet for the one cashing out, some lawyers straight up call it the Las Vegas of divorce settlements.
It's like an epidemic of women married and taking your money and scramming.
Yeah, you got women that are predators looking to get.
Now, here's where it starts getting real spooky. Word is, Travis had multiple lawyers step up and offer to draw up a prenup for free. Old heads in the game were begging him to lock his money down, but somehow, in all the wedding hype and lovey-dovey vibes, that legal safety net just never happened. When you stack up the timing, the perfect location, and the no prenup move, it stops looking like a fairy tale romance and start smelling like a business deal. And trust, the most expensive plays always go down in places where the law leans heavy to one side. Yeah, the scenery was beautiful, but the law behind it, straight dangerous. And looking back, the red flags weren't just there, they were practically screaming at him. Matter of fact, here's one more that'll make you raise an eyebrow right before they tie the knot. Leanna straight up said in a public interview, "He is not even my type." She laughed it off, talking about how she usually goes for a whole different kind of dude, brushing off Travis's early tries to get close. That might sound harmless at first, but downplaying your partner like that in public? That's a warning sign, and not just about chemistry, but about what's really driving the relationship.
$sign tattooed on your ring finger. You never, ever, ever trust got a $sign tattooed on her ring.
A lot of folks watching from the sidelines peeped the same thing early on. Travis be posting heartfelt captions, celebrating milestones, speaking hope about their future. Meanwhile, Leanna, her replies are short, sarcastic, or low-key dismissive. People caught that energy mismatch quickly, and plenty started wondering out loud if this was real love or just the rush of fame and money. And this ain't just Gossip League vets, and close friends were speaking up too. Even casual fans could see the cracks. There's a pattern with some big-name athletes. If your partner's public talk is more about the lifestyle than about you, it's a red flag. But the wildest part, these signs weren't even hidden. So let's talk about one of the biggest moments that had everybody talking, the infamous Heisman Trophy ceremony. At the peak of his college career, Travis should have been living it up. Legends saluting, fans going crazy, the whole dream most athletes chase their whole lives. But instead, there was this little cloud hanging over the spotlight, one that made the cameras feel just a little colder.
People stand up, especially your family, especially your fiance. They give you a standing ovation, hug ya, celebrate ya. Liana didn't get that memo. Let's watch.
When Travis hit that stage at the ceremony, folks wasn't just listening to his speech or checking his stats. All eyes slid right over to Leanna's vibe next to him, and it wasn't good. Thousands of social media detectives and body language experts caught it right away. Instead of standing proud with her man, she was off in her own world scrolling her phone, barely cracking a smile. Even in the big moments where most partners would be right there soaking it up, she looked checked out, like she didn't even care. Word is, she even brushed off Travis's mentor, Deion Sanders, when he tried to get her to step up and stand with him and stayed on the sidelines instead. The crowd noticed, the cameras noticed, and you already know the clips went viral. By the end of the night, the hot topic all over the internet was simple. Is she really here for him, or just here for the shine?
About her. The man got all this NIL money and he's a Heisman candidate. Every camera is on him all the time. Yet now you choose to be him in public. You have no problem embarrassing your man in public.
And this wasn't just a one-time thing either. Leanna's whole vibe had folks talking again at big brand events like the Adidas launch where Travis was supposed to be the star. While other couples showed real chemistry and hype for each other, Leanna kept her distance, barely talking to Travis, spending more time with event staff than with sponsors or other athletes. What should have been career highlight nights for him kept getting clouded by her cold, checked-out energy. Instead of seeing a supportive partner at his side, the internet was eaten up endless viral clips and meme threads picking apart her every move. The thing is, the red flags have been showing way before bank statements or court papers in the little day-to-day stuff. How a couple lives together backs each other up and shows respect when nobody's watching. And with them, the difference couldn't be more obvious. Travis, even with all the fame and money coming his way, is known for staying disciplined, keeping away from alcohol, training hard, and living low-key. Leanna, a whole different lane. Her socials are full of glam club shots, cocktail selfies, and late-night party stories that had folks and even insiders keeping track of her wild nights. Ain't nothing illegal about that on its own, but in the context of their situation, the whole picture told a story that was hard to ignore.
Let's not being a partier, and she likes to party, and you not wanting to stop your girl's life. But the fact that you drove her to the party and waited outside the party and drove her home just screams insecurity.
Word is, plenty of people, even folks close to the scene, say Travis would be sitting for hours outside clubs or in parking lots while Leanna kept the party going. Some nights he was basically her on-call driver, pulling up at 2 a.m. to scoop her after a long one. Even his own teammates talked about it. For a pro athlete with a tight window to stay at peak performance, giving up sleep and routine just to play chauffeur night after night had everybody side-eyeing the situation. It sent the wrong message, not just to fans, but to anyone watching how he moved.
Screams insecurity. And why do we know this? Why do we know this? So after all these red flags, the internet went to digging, and they found that, A, you got a $sign tattooed on your ring finger. You never, ever, ever trusted a $sign tattooed on her ring finger.
It wasn't just the partying that had folks talking, it was the imbalance. In most solid, high-profile couples, both people push each other toward their goals. But here, the pattern was clear. Travis kept going out of his way to cater to Leanna, even if it meant sacrificing his grind, while she stayed locked in on her social calendar first. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon. Thanks for tuning in.